And they haven't lost a lap yet.
No, and
still on the lead lap.
Right. And Larry, they've been building patch panels of things because you can build anything you want as long as it's not attached to the car.
Exactly. And I mean, this is absolutely a perfect world for the 41 car, the 88 team right now that are repairing their race cars.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. got collected by his new teammate, but watch his old teammate, number 1, Martin Truex. Here comes Martin. He is going to be our Allstate Good Hands driver. We're going to show you how he got through there. There's the 88 running into Casey Mears, his new teammate. Here comes his old teammate Martin Truex. Getting closer. A near miss. So Martin Truex is our Allstate Good Hands driver. Are you in good hands?
That's something else that is just a safety feature that nobody considers very often until you see something like that. That used to be grass down through there. And NASCAR finally figured out that we don't need a lot of grass around these racetracks.
Well, these cars steer in grass about as well as they steer on water.
And it would be like being on water if it was grass right now, as much rain as we've had.
And there you see that area off of turn number 2 where that entire apron has been paved to allow the drivers some measure of control should they come sliding off that turn 2 banking. Red flag for 1 hour and 12 minutes due to the 4-car crash off turn 2, the cleanup and the dry up.
Well, that's odd now. They just fire this car up and it's already got it's already overheating. Larry, that almost looks like the valve that the pressure valve on that thing has stuck open, because it shouldn't be pumping water out already.
No.
Of course, setting still, you're not moving any air, possibly.
If you're just joining us or rejoining us, we are 22 laps into the Auto Club 500 on Fox. The start of the race delayed by rain, and now 2 crashes. The first one for Denny Hamlin put us under caution. The second one, triggered by Casey Mears, put us under the red flag for over 1 hour. And the issue has been, as we have raced, water seeping out from the seams in the asphalt has made the track somewhat treacherous. And now they have dried it up, cut some grooves in the track in 3 and 4, and we're ready to try it again. Let's go trackside to Steve Burns.
Mike, listening to Jimmy Johnson speak with Chad Canals, Jimmy's comment was that it looks a lot better. He said, I would say they've got about 90% of it fixed. That was his comment.
Now, pit road will be open. I don't think we'll see a lot of takers unless it's cars at the back of the field, because remember, we just got 2 laps into that restart when we got that caution where everybody had been to pit road back on lap 16.
And now that these cars are rolling again, work can commence on the cars of Denny Hamlin, Dale Earnhardt Jr., and Reed Sorensen. And there is the area of concern, turn number 3 into turn 4, and it's those dark black seams in the asphalt is the area where some water has been seeping. And you notice now that area is quite dry. We'll see what happens once we're able to go back to green.
And then we've got the huge spot down here in turn 1 that created this caution flag. The thing about it is, you say, well, why don't they run above it or why don't they go around it? It's very difficult to do. There's not a lot of rubber on the racetrack, not a lot of grip up high.
Interesting. Kyle Busch in the 18 car running in the 8th position elects to come to pit road, and as anticipated, a lot of cars say back from about 25th on back hits pit road, but interesting, Kyle Busch in the 18 coming.
Let's see what they do, Larry. He's coming down here, and
Robbie Gordon in, Bobby Labonte, J.J.
They've got an engine issue, Larry, or something's wrong going under the hood.
It looks like they may be running hot. What those lines they are going across the wall, that is automatic quick fills to put cool water back in the engine.
Matt?
Mike, right before the red flag, that was Kyle Busch's complaint that his car was running extremely hot. So like Larry Mack mentioned, the game plan is in effect here, trying to fix this 18 car.
Almost half the field chose to pit on this caution, the first time that the pits have been opened since the red flag.
Kind of interesting to me that the 44 car, Jarrett, was sitting there with water steaming up out of it. The 18 car, Toyotas, these are Toyotas. If there's something maybe going on there that we're not aware of, they're taking some tape off the front of that car, looks like.
We had a shot a while ago, and if I noticed one thing about that 44 car, an awful lot of tape like we've been noticing on a lot. Here's another Toyota, the Hall of Fame car, J.J. Yeley, 96.
I think there's a common denominator here somewhere.
This is the home track for Toyota. Their U.S. base is in Southern California. As you look at our aerial coverage provided by Goodyear. For track tested technology, get there on Goodyear innovation.
Did you see the tires that time, Mike?
I saw them that time. Nice peel outs, as my son Scott calls them.
Peel outs, yeah.
Peel outs.
I just wonder if they're rain tires.
Should be 1 to go at the line. And it is. Everyone on the track is on the lead lap after 24 laps completed. We do have cars, however, under repair in the garage, and cars out of the race. Casey Mears and Sam Hornish as expected, and Denny Hamlin.
Looks pretty good there now. I think those grooves they cut in the track may have done their job. They're coming up on that area right there where the problem was, and you can see that groove they cut in the track to let that water possibly run down the hill.
There's Kyle Busch in the 18 car back on pit road. Looks like now they're just, since they knew they were going to be at the back of the field, let's go ahead and fill that thing up with Sunoco race fuel and change those 4 Goodyear tires.
So 38 cars on the lead lap for this restart, with Sorensen and Earnhardt Jr. in the garage. There's David Reagan and Ryan Newman, the winner of the Daytona 500, running an 11th.
I still see a lot of trash out there, guys.
Ready to go green with our Clarendon clear to drive restart. Get Clarendon clear. Get back to feeling like yourself again.
You know, Darrell, we love listening to our fans. You talked to some new fans here recently. Just remember, if you look at our crawl up here, is what we call it, that tells you exactly the position that your driver's running in.
Some of my buddies didn't realize that. They're smarter than that, too.
Pace cars in. We'll complete 25 laps this time by, and we'll go back to green in the Auto Club 500 with 225 laps to go. Green flag. Newman to the inside of David Reagan. Here comes the one of Martin Truex. And Newman's running mate in this election, Kurt Busch, in the deuce.
And just remember, because of the way the field was set, he started back in 36, and he's going to take a position away from that one car of Martin Truex Jr.
Everybody's still just holding their breath here for a lap or two and be sure everything's all right. And that's right where the 2 car is where the water was. Looks like he's going to slide through there all right. So this is looking encouraging.
Under green flag racing for the 3rd time today, as we transition to dusk and the lights will come on here in Southern California. Jeff Gordon once again breaks away from the field. He didn't call a car a hot rod during the red flag. He called it a rocket.
Oh, and it is. That thing is getting it. Sounds like a rocket when it goes by here. Man, these things sing a pretty song.
And you can tell the racetrack is getting faster. It's cooling down even more. It's gaining grip. Jeff Gordon just ran his fastest lap of this race, 39.51.
That's 182.2 miles per hour on that lap.
Tell you what, a car that just took over that 3rd position, Casey Kane, in that 9 car, he just went by Tony Stewart, which Tony Stewart in the 20 continues to lose more positions. But that 9 car, I just believe, after a great run in the Daytona 500, watching them at the Las Vegas test back in late January, I think they're about to figure some things out that's going to get them back to the form they were a couple of years ago.
Well, he got off to a good start. And, man, that makes all the difference in the world. That organization's going through some pretty big changes, too, internally.
The Gillette Evernham team, you mean?
Yes.
Yep.
Tell you what, I've been watching this battle right here with Juan Pablo Montoya in the 42 car. Now, he started back in the 21st position. He had moved up in the top 10, but he just lost that position back from Kurt Busch in the 2. Look how much quicker that Kurt Busch in the 2 car picks that throttle up and stays in it. He just drives by his teammate.
Well, that's where the car's got to cut. That's what the guys complain about. Some of these cars are cutting pretty good, and some of them aren't. Some of them just sliding the nose.
And here comes Kyle Busch, 3 wide out of turn 4, all the way down the front straightaway and into turn number 1. And here comes Michael Waltrip trying to get around him. Nope, Kyle punches the button and off he goes in that 18.
Now, we only had our restart 4 laps ago. He restarted back in 37th. He's already made his way to 23rd. So he is a man on a mission.
He likes doing this, Larry. He did it yesterday. He did it to start the race, and here he goes again.
4th place, Greg Biffle, taking it away from Clint Boyer.
And you know, we started racing this new car at the beginning of last year at some select races. It looked like the Roush Fenway group, they were behind, but there's no question, as you can see, Carl Edwards, another Roush Fenway car in the 99. The latter part of the year, they really started getting their arms around this new car.
People have said that Carl Edwards is the guy to beat here, that he was the most consistent over the long run in testing, and he's going to have to. He's got a lot of work to do, though, to catch this guy.
Look at the nose of Jeff Gordon's car, and a bit more. That looks like plastic rather than paper.
Now, that area on the front bumper, that's really not an opening there. That's more or less a decal right there. So not sure you get in a lot of trouble right there. Some people use that as opening. I'm not sure if they do, but as long as it doesn't get in that area just above the front splitter, that's what gets you in trouble.
Looks like it might be over a little bit of that side of that grill, Larry. I think you got to keep an eye on that thing, because it wouldn't take much to burn that motor down.
Jeff Gordon has jumped out to a 2.3 second lead. Let's show it to you over his teammate Jimmy Johnson.
Up on my grill. 225, 265 oil.
Not good.
Therefore, keep watching it.
And the big thing, you know, these cars can run 235, 240 on the water temperature as long as it doesn't keep climbing. That's what'll get you in trouble.
Well, I'd say that might be a problem for him, but I swear I think I remember him winning a race at Darlington last year. Things steamed for like 100 laps. We said there's no way he could make it. So
that's right.
I wouldn't worry too much about it.
We were all waiting for that thing to just melt down, and it never did.
No, it was a little engine that could that day.
I tell you what, that 18 car, he's getting about 3 to 4 cars a lap. He just drove by David Gilliland. He just drove by Brian Vickers. Now he's working on Scott Riggs in the 66 car. And